From the second chamber to the fifth, you can clearly see that the floors are different from the first one. This is the darkened floor that I was talking about. Exactly. This is the darkened floor. This is what our ancestors left, how they stayed in the dungeons. These are feces, urine, blood, sweat, tears, vomit, saliva, human flesh, together with sand that has compacted to form this darkened floor. If we should excavate these darkened floors right now, we are going to see bricks underneath, like the first one that we see in the first chamber. And ironically, right above the male dungeon was a church. The British built a church right on top of the male dungeon. So then they worship up there, whilst the African men were suffering and dying directly under their feet. You know, this was intentionally done. This was never a coincidence. I always say this just because this didn't happen only here. When you visit the Elmina Castle, the Christiansborg Castle, you'll find the same situation. They built churches right on top of dungeons. So that I always say the church was actually complicit. They condoned it. They empowered and supported the ill treatment given to the Africans. Because at the end of the day, the evil that they did here benefited the church directly. The people who were buying and selling slaves in this castle were the same group of people who gathered and worshipped up there. And how then do we justify? The name of the church was Society for the Propagation of the Gospel, the Church of England, and now the Anglican Church. And over here you can see a hole. This is a spy hole, and the purpose of the spy hole is for a soldier to stand up here just to monitor the movements of the captives. This is the same place at some point they have to feed them through. Yes. You know, initially they were feeding them outside, but in any time that they brought them outside, you can imagine 1,000 hungry men being fed outside. Most of them were fighting over food. Even some of them were beating up the British soldiers. So then they decided not to bring them out to feed them anymore. But then henceforth, they stand in the various spy holes. We have these spy holes in all the 5 chambers. So then there will be soldiers standing in various of them with their food. So then they throw it to them like feeding animals, whilst the whole floors of the dungeons were scattered with feces. Interestingly, this particular chamber, the one that you see right up here, is connected to the entrance of the church. The hole up there is connected to the entrance of the church. So anytime that they move into the church to pray, they clearly see everything that is happening down here.